Hello. So we're attempting this ranked Nancy Drew edition. This will be fairly quick, probably about 30 minutes, I'm thinking, unless you just talk forever, which you know how to talk pretty well, so you could talk a long
I've been doing it for quite a while.
So,
since I was a small child.
I don't know if anybody's going to be here live, but so many people have been asking us to do this that we're just going to do it. So, oh, Garrett's here. Hi, Garrett. Good to see you.
So these are my rankings. This is my list, if you will, of my favorite Nancy Drew game to my least favorite Nancy Drew game.
If the music is too loud behind us, please let me know and I'll just turn it off. I just thought it would be nice to have a little bit of like background music happening, but if it's too competitive with our voices, please let me know, and also make sure you talk up so that you know. Anyway.
So I've played every Nancy Drew game. Trail of the Twister, streaming with this Joker was the last one I had to finish. So I've played through all of them. It's been over the course of, what would you say, about a year?
I think longer than that.
Year
I think
and a half?
2 summers ago is when we played Shadow at the Water's Edge with you, which is the first one.
So it's been at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years since I first played Nancy Drew till when I finished all my games.
Garrett says he's just here to get triggered.
Okay. So this little disclaimer, this list is not completely accurate. It's as close as I can get because I played Shadow at the Water's Edge was the very first Nancy Drew game I played. And I don't have a really strong memory of playing that game in the same way that I really remember Trail of the Twister, which is one I just finished. So I, the ones that are closer to the bottom, or actually really the ones that are kind of in the middle, are more like games that they kind of all are really close because I don't remember all of them really, really well. But I'll explain that as we go.
So basically, Heartless and Lachlan are auto-hosting me, which is pretty cool. But anyway, so basically the way we're going to do this is Holland is going to go from her bottom to her top. She's just going to say a little bit about why she ranked it there, I think, and then
I'll explain why, maybe a highlight or something I liked or didn't like about the game, or what really make or break the game for me. I was trying to think of how you said that. Made or broke, that doesn't really sound right.
Yeah, it doesn't it doesn't have the same ring.
What makes or breaks the game for me? Some of the games are really, really good, but they're lower on the list because of this one thing that just irritated me.
And I know I've given you guys my list before, but I may do the same sort of thing again with my list, but not today.
And there's lots of things we can rank, so if you like this style of videos, let us know, because I'm really, really opinionated.
Yeah, we could do this all the time. We could rank anything. We could rank... I could rank Pokemon. You could rank, Marvel superheroes.
We could rank Lemony Snicket books.
We could rank anything. So if you guys like this sort of thing, then we can rank all the live long day.
Yeah, let us know, and we'll do more of them.
Okay, last disclaimer before we get started. This is simply opinion. That's it. If Holland's least favorite is your favorite, CJ, that's fine. This is completely up to opinion. If you disagree with something on the list, that's cool. We want you to like different things. That's what makes Nancy Drew fandom. So diverse is because everybody has a different favorite.
And I am really, this is my personal perspective of the game. So it's possible that if I played the game again, it might have a completely different spot on my list. And it's possible that there's just my personality, something I personally just don't enjoy is a reason I may have not liked a game, or something that just I really did enjoy is something that I like about
For instance, there are a couple games in this list that Holland played while she was like sitting around with me while I was doped up when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. So for her, she didn't think those games were as fun because we didn't do them together. I was literally passed out while she played them. So it affected her perspective of that game because of just the situational, like, around it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started.
So, bottom of the list.
The Deadly Device.
Shocker. This game, I could not stand it. I thought I'm apologize because I know a lot of you, this is your favorite game.
Just CJ, I think.
Well, or it's high up on your list, or you think it's a great game. My biggest problem with this game is that it's...
I'm gonna close my door because we're...
I thought the pace was, like, slower than a glacier. And it's, like, super, like, techie, like, science kind of stuff. Like, you have to, like, change the little generator things. Like, gosh. And the fact that you've changed this
Garrett
game...
agrees with you, 10 out of 10.
You changed this game, like, day to night, just to talk to different people, like... And I didn't think the characters were interesting. The whole game in general, just conceptually, I like the fact that it's a murder game, that it's a murder case. I like who ends up being the culprit. I like,
Garrett says he's seen all that he needs to see.
Yeah, this is it. The end. No more video. So there are things that I do like about this game, but the playability is the reason I didn't like it.
So, and there are a few things. Deadly Device is also low on my list, but
this is not your
low.
ranking list.
I know, but I'm just saying it's funny because, like, some of the things that you said I completely disagree with. Like, for instance, I actually think the characters are very great, but they're, like, pretty much the only highlight. But anyway,
like 'em.
Okay, so I'm putting this one away.
Okay.
Game number 31 on your ranking.
Ransom of the Seven Ships. Playing games with monkeys should never be a thing. That's
Ange said, the first thing I heard is, I like the fact it's a murder game. Now we know who Holland really is. # murderer.
Very true.
Anyway, sorry.
So, playing games with monkeys, driving around the island, sailing around the island, swimming around the shipwreck, was all horrible. The fact that the only person you can talk to is that weird beach bum, and George...
No spoilers, by the way.
Super boring. And the fact, I mean, I feel like the concept of this game, like, could not be a better video game concept. Like, your best friend has been kidnapped by possible pirates, and you have to find buried treasure. Fantastic concept, horrible
execution. Alright.
You have to help me remember the numbers, because I'm not going to remember numbers.
Okay, this is 30 on your ranking.
Yeah. Creature of Kapu Cave. Same kind of reason as Ransom of the Seven Ships. Like, mysterious noises in the woods, but all you're gonna do is collect the frass jars and hunt for bugs, and that's it.
Done.
I mean, that's pretty much what it's like playing the game.
Garrett says Ran is bad because of the best character model. Also true. Worst George and best character models in the entire series.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that was 32, 31, 30, 29.
Would be Secrets Can Kill. Not that I thought this game was bad in any way. Now I'm getting to the point where it's like, I don't really think the games are necessarily bad. It's just, I personally didn't like them. I keep watching the camera. I'm trying to keep the glare off the thing, but...
Sorry.
So Secrets Can Kill. It's not necessarily bad. It's just very short and very simple. There's, like, no puzzles. I played the remastered version. I did not play the original version.
Simply because I can't get it to work on my computer, so...
But it's not necessarily horrible. It's just, it really was not one of my favorite games. So this is really just a matter of preference.
Okay.
So.
28.
Now, this one, I think I might move below Secrets Can Kill because I really did not like this game. The Captive Curse. It just, like, the fact that there's a monster and it's in a German town, like, I like that idea, but I felt like it was just kind of slow. A lot of going back and forth through rooms in the castle. I like the storyteller character. What's her name? Renata?
Yeah, Renata.
I liked her, but that's pretty much it. I just thought it kind of dragged. Yeah, just kind of dragged. Wasn't really impressive to me. Not that it was poorly made or anything. It just didn't impress me as personally. So this is really just personal preference. I just didn't like it.
It's funny because like Lachlan loves this game.
Yeah, I think it's just not that it's a bad game. It's kind of like if you don't like sushi, like you've tried it but you just don't like it. That's kind of like sushi for some people. I love sushi personally, but
I feel like
you know, people that don't like, they're just like, no, I've tried it and nothing that I do is going to make me like it anymore. That's how I feel about that game.
27.
Treasure in the Royal Tower. This game annoyed me. I kept getting lost. I kept not being able to find anything. The professor lady was annoying. I don't care about Marie Antoinette. Sorry, all you French history lovers. But, yeah. And the fact that this is an older game, and I think part of my downfall in this game was I had played a lot of the newer games before I played this game. So I was immediately used to playing, you know, having an easier, like, playability with the newer games, and then I ended up having to go backwards in time to this game. And it was just, it annoyed me. This was, I got so mad playing this game, I, like, rage quit this game. Because I kept getting lost.
Sorry, I'm a little sweaty, guys. I just realized that when I raised my arms.
I'm not supposed to say things like that out loud.
Sorry.
Next
okay,
one.
26.
Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. This was one of them that Tori was doped up after she got her wisdom teeth taken out. So I played a lot of this game by myself. One of the things I kind of liked when you got off the train and you went to see Fatima and, you know, the people in the, what is it? It's like a store or something?
Yeah.
I liked that, but I didn't really like anything else. The girl in the game, what's the girl's name?
Lori?
Yeah.
Or Charlena?
No, Lori. She was super irritating. And the detective guy was super irritating.
Tino?
Yeah, oh my gosh. I wanted to, like, throw both of them off the train. So.
Okay, 25.
Is Message in a Haunted Mansion.
The other one I was doped up for.
Yeah.
Garrett is very sad because Last Train is his favorite.
I don't like Alibi and Ash. I mean sushi.
I know, I'm sorry. This is 25.
So this one just didn't overly impress me. I kind of liked... I think also this was partially jaded because Tori was doped up.
I think you might have played this entire game by yourself.
Yeah,
I think I probably slept
so.
through the entire thing.
I think so. I just remember having to do so much reading in this game. Like,
yeah.
That's just what I remember about it. Like, you have to read books about people, and I don't like doing a lot of reading in Nancy Drew games. I usually just click through all the books really quickly so that Nancy knows everything, but then I don't know anything. So, I don't really have much to say about that one. But
okay, so 24.
Danger on Deception Island, mostly because I don't remember this one very well.
Which is funny because you streamed it with me.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones I streamed with you guys, but I just don't remember the game very well. I remember there being a whale because it's on the cover. But I just don't remember it. Like, so this is kind of in the middle just because I don't really remember it. I don't remember disliking it, so it's kind of in the middle of the list. So.
Okay. 23.
Danger by Design, which actually I think, looking back, I would probably put lower on the list just because I really didn't. I liked being in France, and I liked kind of like talking to the people in the park, but that's about it. Like I didn't really like I don't know.
Okay, bye Garrett. We'll see you later. Sorry you can't stay.
So Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year, by the way.
So yeah, this lady that wears the mask was annoying. Like, there's just, I kind of liked that you could haggle with the people in the park and get, like, all this crap you didn't need. That was kind of cool aspect of the game. But
hello, Wiper 20021.
Is this the one where you go down in the sewers?
Yes, the catacombs.
Yeah, I did not like that at all. It's like, Nancy's working for a fashion designer, now she's crawling around in the sewer. And I did not like the ending of this game. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I didn't like it. I didn't think it was, I thought it was kind of out of the blue. Like, nothing really was explained. It was just kind of like, oh, by the way, here's who the culprit is, kind of thing. It didn't like, usually the game's kind of like, you can try and figure it out as you go, like you can, solve the mystery yourself and figure out who you think the culprit is, but in this game, it was very different. You couldn't really figure it out as you went. So that's probably why this is lower on the list.
Yep. Okay, 22.
The final scene. I was not a huge fan of this game, but I did like being able to walk around like an old theater. I enjoyed that. One thing I was really proud of myself in this game was because I figured out who the culprit was. Like, from the first, like, early in the game, I was like, this is who I think it is. And I was right. So I did like this game because I actually figured it out.
Yes.
So.
Okay, that was 22. 21.
Stay tuned for Danger. I thought this game was done really well, especially, I think it's aged very well for, like, a Nancy Drew game.
As you can tell, my really old
box.
Yeah.
I think it, I liked that it was that the villain was so evil. Like, I thought that was a really good touch for, like, a kid's game. So I did enjoy this game. I thought that it was very straightforward in, like, what you had to do, but it wasn't, like, dumbed down. So that one, I think, is pretty... This is pretty much where it starts to turn from, like, games I do like to games that I, towards the bottom of the list, it's just games I didn't like, and this is, like, games that I do like. So this would probably be at the bottom of the list of games that I actually really enjoyed playing. So this is kind of the turning point in the list.
Okay.
All of the games listed hereafter are ones that I actually, like, enjoyed playing.
Number 20?
Ghost Dogs Moon Lake. I liked this game a lot, because, I like the concept of ghost dogs, which makes me sound like such a dork, but, I liked that that the characters were, I think with this game, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think with this game, pretty much everyone in the game, like, could have been guilty.
Yeah, they all had really good
motives.
They all had good opportunity, things like that.
Yeah, so it was hard to kind of figure out who would be causing the, accidents and stuff that are happening. Or people trying to get Nancy to leave.
Yeah, well, it's like, obviously people are, every time somebody comes into the cabin, Mickey Malone's old cabin, they get scared away by these ghost dogs.
Yeah, so I liked this game because all of the characters could have been, like, guilty. They all had motives, and, like, when you're talking to them, they all seem just a little shady, so I really did enjoy that one a lot. It's just lower on the list, I guess, because of, like, playability reasons. It's kind of an older game, but I still did enjoy it.
Okay. 19.
This says message deleted.
Yeah, I know. I timed somebody out because they were inappropriate.
Oh. Okay. Haunted Carousel. Which number is this?
19.
19. I liked this game. I thought the mystery was really good. It's lower on the list because of Barnacle Blast. I hate that game. I'm so bad at it.
She got so angry. I was, like, a little bit, like... I felt, like, almost alienated because she was so angry when she played Barnacle Blast.
So that's the reason this is lower on the list, is because I hate Barnacle Blast so much. But I liked the mystery part of it, and I liked the characters in it. And this is another game I thought it could have been, like, the blame could have been cast on any of the characters that you speak with, and I like games where it's easy to suspect anybody.
Yeah.
So this is a good one. That's a good one. And I agree. Tori says that she recommends this as one of the first games to play.
It's very linear. It's like one event after the other. There's not a lot of, like, backtracking or, like, going in circles.
Yeah. So I also recommend, if you've never played Nancy Drew, that this is a good one to start with. So it has I think it's very true to, like, the like the feel of a Nancy Drew game. So
okay. Number
and then
18.
Above this one would be Secret of the Old Clock. I really, really liked that this one takes place like in the 40s.
30s. It's 1930s.
30s, yeah. Because during the Depression.
Yeah, right before.
So this, I really enjoyed this game. I liked that it was back in time. I liked that. This is the one where you go and talk to the psychic guy, right? Isn't this one it?
Yes, Richard Topham.
Yeah, so I liked that. I liked that you can drive the car around, even though I don't usually like driving cars around.
Ransom of the Seven Ships.
Yeah, but this one was cool. I like even something as simple as like you have to put gas in the car. Like something that simple like enhances like an element of realism to the game. Even though it's just a small detail, and some people could probably find it annoying. I thought that it was like a good, I thought it was an appropriate detail to add. So this one's probably, I think this is like the middle of my list, isn't it?
You have 2 more before you're at the exact
middle. So this is pretty close to the middle, but I would say like...
That's 18 out of 32.
Out of 32, yeah. So it's a good one.
Okay, number 17.
This one is another one you recommend as like a first time.
Yeah, this is another one that I recommend for a first timer.
Yeah, so I agree with that as well because it's good playability.
Number 17.
The Phantom of Venice. Now that I'm playing it, I can't really remember why I put this one on here. I enjoyed this game. This is the one you play Scopa in, right?
Yeah.
Stuff. This one, another one. I thought the characters were really good. The mystery, though, I think the result of the mystery is really appropriate.
Okay.
How
Fair.
you figure out who, like, there's more involved to the culprit than what you would expect when you're playing the game. And so for that reason, I liked it. If you've played the game, I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you haven't played the game, good, because that's really confusing what I just said. But how it's like... what surprised me about this game that I didn't expect is how Nancy's, like, working for, like, law enforcement. So she's working more on...
It's like an actual mystery and not like, oh, I stumbled upon this thing.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, my vacation home is haunted. It's like, I've been sent to help, law enforcement work this case. And so I liked... That's why this is higher up on the list.
Okay. All right, the exact middle of the list, number 16.
Trail of the Twister. That one... This one, obviously, is fresher in my mind, because this is the one I just finished. But I really enjoyed... I enjoyed this game. I thought it was good. I thought...
One thing you haven't spoken about yet, and it surprised me, is you haven't spoken about any soundtracks.
I don't really pay attention to music.
Really? That's one of the things I pay attention to, so.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. I just didn't know if you were doing that on purpose.
No, I don't really listen to music in the game. I mean, I listen to the music while I'm playing the game, but it doesn't really impact me. But this is probably the exception, because I think the music in this game is so, like, it's very fitting to the environment. And I think this is one of the only games that I played that I was like, the music in this game is really good.
It is one of the few that I remember you, like, actually commenting on to me.
Yeah. Because normally I don't listen to music, so it's ironic that you would mention that now, because...
That's why, because I remembered you had mentioned that you liked this music, and so when I was thinking about all the things that we had talked about while we played this game together, I remember you had commented, like, oh, I like this music, so then I remembered, like, oh, you haven't actually talked about that at all.
Yeah, but that's why, because this is probably the very first game, out of playing all of the games, this is probably the first game where... Actually,
the first game, which was the last game,
which was the last
the only game.
Yeah, but where the music actually like made an impact. The another game that I actually do remember where I really did enjoy the music. It's later on. There's about 2 more games where I really did enjoy the music, but that's
Hello,
later on
Ty
in the list.
Seer 12.
Are we getting?
Welcome.
Do we having different people because you put this in a different category?
I don't know. Probably. Why are you so pretty? Ask my parents.
Genetics.
Thank you, though.
So yeah, the only, I think why this is lower on the list than some of my other games is because I feel like the characters in this game are super obnoxious. They're like, Nancy, go put the rat traps down. They like make you go do all this crap, and it just like makes me not like any of them. So they're just rude when they tell you what to do. So
Okay, so that was technically like your halfway point. So from
Yeah.
this point is like your top stuff. So number 15.
White Wolf of Icicle Creek. The only thing I don't like about this game is the geese and fox
and
game.
Geese.
Yeah, fox and geese game. Everything else I
That game sucks.
really enjoyed about this game. I like the environment. It's one of the few games where you play in the cold, like in the winter.
Yeah.
The snow.
Yeah,
So
it is.
it's like one of the only snow games. I also like the this is another one where all the characters you talk to could be behind the mystery.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good, like...
The character development's really good.
There's a lot of good evidence for each person, too.
Yeah.
Like, each person has something incriminating that you find.
Yeah. So this one's pretty good. I think literally the only thing I didn't enjoy about this game was the fox and geese game, and that's because I'm bad at it. That has nothing to do with the game.
Do you have a map? What? I don't know what you're talking about at all.
Oh,
Okay.
because I'm lost in your eyes.
All right.
That's a really bad pickup line. But you should be... It's a compliment.
I thank you for the compliment. Yes. Do I know you? Because I would be confused as to how you would know my name. Oh, maybe you looked at the info in my channel. Anyway, okay, that was 14.
14 is Shadow at the Water's Edge. This was the very first Nancy Drew game I ever played, which I didn't know at the time is one of the longest Nancy Drew games.
I think it probably is the longest.
Yeah, but the thing I like the most about this game is how, like, creepy it is. I really like the creepy Nancy Drew games where it's, like, a ghost or, any of the ghost Nancy Drew games.
You tend to gravitate toward, like, the darker games.
The darker games, just because I think that that's more intriguing. So I really liked that. I liked that you can take the train to different parts of the city. I like doing something like building the bento boxes and things like that. I enjoyed this game a lot. I think this probably would be higher on my list if I played it again, because I literally haven't played this game in like 2 years. And Tori makes fun of me because she says I hate Sudoku because we played so much Sudoku in this game, and I was not expecting to play that much Sudoku. But yeah.
What's your favorite superhero? We're talking about Nancy Drew right now. But Iron Man.
Alright, next.
Okay, so this is 13.
So would be the Shattered Medallion, and what's funny is because this is really low on Tori's list.
It's usually low on Nancy Drew fans' lists.
But I really liked this game because it was very different. I think I enjoyed that it was like a game show kind of style.
I was making sure I had the numbers right.
So I really enjoyed this game a lot. I think I just liked that you had to do these different competitions and that you had to, like, this is the one where you have to, like, shear the sheep and stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, it's one of 2 games
you have to match the sheep thing together. This game, I think another reason I like this game is because when I played this game, I was in Ohio for a month, like, staying in a hotel in Ohio, and I was all alone because I had no friends, and I took this game and another game with me, and played both of them on my own. So that's probably why I liked it more, because it was kind of refreshing. This was like what I would play on the weekends or, in the evening.
Hey, just a disclaimer right now. The chat is really off topic. I don't care if it's off topic, but please keep it appropriate or you will get timed out. Just letting you know.
Yep. So, this one's pretty good. I don't know. I think I like it because it was so different from, like, a typical, like, Nancy Drew mystery. So, And now that I have like played through all the games, I like that you finally get to meet Sunny June. I think that's a really nice touch that they did in the game series.
Yeah, like fans have been wanting that for a really long time.
So I like that you kind of get to like meet him and know who he is. Even though I think when I played this game, I didn't really know who it was. It had no significance to me. But now looking back, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, 12.
Alibi and Ashes. This is another game that I played on my own completely. I think this is one I borrowed from you and played on my computer at home. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I played part of it with you.
But
I think this might have been the second game you played ever.
Yeah, I remember this one I played pretty early. I like that this game that Nancy is the suspect for a crime, and so you have to play. I like that you can play as all her friends. And I think you mentioned at one point that you don't like that it doesn't make a difference who you play as.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that at the time, and so I literally played as all the characters. And so I enjoyed that a lot. I played as everybody.
Welcome back, Ange.
And I like that if you can play as Nancy, and it's important to play as Nancy even though she's like in a jail cell the whole time. So I like being able to switch characters in this game, and it's a very different.
I have so much I want to say about all of these, but this isn't my list. I will give you guys explanation of my list one day if you want it, but I have so much I want to say about some of this stuff where I'm like, but this or
well, you can say some of that now that we're in like the top 15.
Okay, well, like for instance, the reason that this one is so low on my list is because of the reason that you can play as Bess, George, and Ned, and it literally doesn't matter who you play as. You can get the same stuff done, and I think that's sad. I feel like Ned should be able to do things that Bess and George can't.
I do agree
George
with that.
should be able to do things that Bess and Ned can't, and so on and so forth. You know, but and to me, this game had the potential of being so amazing because it was set in River Heights, and we have this huge map that you can drive around that's River Heights, and you can only get out at like 3 places.
Yeah, I agree. I think it could have been better, but because I think for me it's higher on my list because I didn't have any of those expectations when I played it.
By the way, your brother's going to be here in like 5 minutes.
Okay, well, but yeah, that's why it's higher on my list because I had no expectations because I'm not a Nancy Drew fan. So I wasn't expecting anything like great, I guess. Like, that sounds really mean to say, but I wasn't expecting anything like...
So it, like, super exceeded your expectations.
Yeah.
That's
so
fine.
It's kind of like if you go see a movie that's based on a book and you've never even heard of the book.
Yeah, you have nothing to compare it to.
Right. So.
Okay. Number 11.
The Silent Spy. This is another game I played really early on in my Nancy Drew playthrough. I like the setting because I'm a big fan of, like, I really like games set in, like, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Why are you making that face?
I was thinking.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're just, like, making this weird, like, pained face. I was confused. So this... I liked this game. This was one set in Scotland, right?
Yeah.
So I like the setting. I do like the music in this game. And I like that it's related to Nancy's mom. And I like that...
That was another thing the fans have been wanting for a really long time.
Yeah.
So...
And then another thing I really like about this, I really like the character that you meet, like, first, right off the bat. What's her name? I don't want to...
The first character you meet is Alec.
No.
And then you meet Bridget.
Bridget. That's it. I didn't want to say anything because I couldn't remember what's a spoiler and what's not about her. But I really like her as a character. And so that kind of, like, kind of pulled me into the game a little more with this one.
Okay, now we're going to get into the top 10.
Okay.
Number 10.
Number 10, Secret of Shadow Ranch.
Should be at the top.
I really did enjoy this game. So there's not really anything with my top 10, there's not really anything I don't like about the games. Not that it's anything overtly, like, unpleasant about them for me.
These are like, I like these games.
So this is purely preference at this point. I like this game. I feel like if they remastered this game, it would be higher on my list.
Fair enough.
So
it was the first game to have the second, window style. Before that, it had all been the classic with, like, the big text box and the big, inventory. This is the first one that had a small text box and then, like, you open your inventory.
Yeah.
So I think it was kind of clunky because it was like the first thing that they tried
Yeah.
with that. But I love this game. Obviously, you guys know it's my number one, but
Yeah. So I think if they remastered this game, it would be probably one of the more favorite games. I think it's very classic to the Nancy Drew style. Even like I don't know a ton about the books and stuff, but I feel like this is really close to the kind of style of mystery that's in the books.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously it says classic mystery edition. So yeah, this one's really good. I think the characters are good in it. This I think also has really good character development in that all of the characters have a motive to be causing the mystery. And I think you can kind of like gravitate towards who you think could and could not be guilty based on the like personality of the characters. I felt like they're developed really well.
Yeah.
So like if my favorite character in this game like that was Tex.
Yeah.
The cowboy guy. He was my favorite character in this game. So I obviously didn't think he was guilty. Like, because, like, as I was playing the game, I was like, oh, there's no way he's guilty because I like him. And so I can see how, like, people could like the other characters in the game because they're developed really well as, like, real people. So
yeah.
That's why this is so high up on the list, because I think it's just very classic. It was very well done.
Okay, number 9.
Number 9 for me is Warnings at Waverly Academy. My favorite thing about this game is that it takes place in a school. Like, that's such a different concept for a mystery. I know that there's some, like, hate going around on this game because so many people have been playing it lately. I feel like it's kind of like that song that's playing on
especially on Twitch. It's been streamed this and Shadow at the Water's Edge. I feel like people are just streaming all the time.
It's kind of becoming white noise. But I think the fact that this is a mystery that revolves around, like, teenage girls and the level of, deception among these kids and the lengths they go to try and ruin each other's lives is so, like, insane, like, in a good way. And so that's why this is so high up on my list, is because I think that story-wise, it's a great story.
For me, at least, one thing I like about this game, and I don't think it's not as high up on my list as it is on yours, but one thing about this game is that the culprit in this game is so, in my opinion, like, if I were to rank games by culprit, this would be very near the top. The culprit in this game is messed up.
Yeah.
Like, messed up, like, evil. In my opinion, one of the few culprits that I would not just, like, troubled or, you know, ne'er-do-well or naughty, like, actually has, like super ill intent.
Mm-hmm. They cross lines in this game. Like, the villain crosses lines. It's like the deadly device, like, the culprit in that game, like, murdered someone. The culprit in this game comes pretty dang close.
Yeah, like, you know, it's, and the culprit affects multiple people. It's not like they had one target. It was like widespread nastiness.
It's pretty cool because I think it's ironic that in this game, like, the letters left are signed by the Black Cat, and the characters in this game literally, like, claw their way to the top to try and, like, stay ahead of the game. So I definitely enjoyed this game a lot. I think the story was really, really good. Next, what number are we at?
This is number 8.
8 for me is Secret of the Scarlet Hand. This was just a really good game. This stayed until when I was ranking these, this stayed pretty much consistently stayed at the top of my list. I think the gameplay is really interesting. I'm not really a huge history buff, but I like that you have to kind of learn about the artifacts. You have to learn about a little bit of the history and the stuff that's in the museum in order to play the game. And I think it balances that really well so you don't feel like you've spent the whole day in school playing this game. I think the characters are really good. I think the Mexican embassy guy is super annoying, but I think he's a good character.
Like, I thought you liked Alejandro.
No, I didn't really like him.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't like him at all. He was annoying.
Anyway.
But I like, the characters are really good. The fact that, like, is it a spoiler if I don't know if it's a spoiler.
Then don't say it.
Well,
I was like, you're going to ask me if this is a spoiler.
Well, the fact that like an accident happens and like
I don't think that's
characters get. It's not about the ending.
Yeah. Well,
So,
characters get hurt in this game.
Yeah, and it's done realistically. It's not like, oh my gosh, the entire museum exploded, and like it's not anything completely unbelievable. It's pretty realistic, and like the fact, like for like a game for ages 10 and up, like it's the conflict of like who owns this artifact, like who has the right to own this artifact and display it in their museum. That's a very
it's a grown-up concept.
It's a very mature concept.
Yeah.
And so I think that conceptually this game is a lot more mature than I think this is true about a lot of, I'm just going to say this, I think a lot of the Nancy Drew games are a lot more mature than people would normally want to give them credit.
A lot of people are like, these are kids games. Honestly, when I was 10 years old, I could not complete these games.
Yeah.
I couldn't complete these games until I was well into my teens.
Yeah. So I think this is just a good example of like a concept that like I think a 10-year-old kid could play this game. It would be very difficult. But
I'm back again. Hi, back again. I'm Tori. This is Holland.
Hey. I think a 10-year-old could play this game, but I think
it would take forever, though.
I think a high schooler would enjoy this game more.
Right, or even older than that, a college age,
So.
Okay, number 7.
Number 7.
You think we can wrap this up in 10 minutes? We gotta cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 7, Sea of Darkness. This is another game I really enjoyed the music in. I think this game isn't higher on my list because my favorite part of this game is walking around the pirate ship. So I think I like the setting. I like that it's in the cold. Like, this is the only other game that you play in the cold.
Treasure Royal Tower is snowy.
Yeah, but you're inside the whole time. Except when you go out to like
Except
the
when
ski
you go
lodge.
outside.
I forgot you go out to the ski lodge or something. The shop or
the ski lift.
Yeah.
Shed.
But I mean, I think the characters in this game are really good. Who's the girl that like hires you?
Dagny?
Yeah. She's a really good character. I think that she has a lot of depth. I think the girlfriend of the guy that went missing,
Elizabeth.
Yeah, she's a good.
I think all the characters are great in this game. Honestly,
so I think
Soren is great. Gunnar is great.
Yeah.
They all have backstories.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just good.
So I know this game is like newer, so obviously it has like the most modern technology and the best, the most modern graphics.
It pays though. I mean, those northern lights.
It really
of the
does.
Ocean are beautiful.
It really does. They I think they utilize that really well in this game.
Okay, number 6. We're getting
close. 6. Haunting of Castle Malloy. One of the reasons this is higher on my list actually is because of the music. I'm a sucker for Irish music. The only reason I didn't like this more, I like it because it's a ghost story. I like it because you go around the creepy castle.
The whole thing takes place at night.
There's a pub you get to go to. I think like the flavor of the game is really, really good. Like the culture of the game is really rich. The only reason this is not higher on my list is because I think flying around with a jetpack is absolutely ludicrous. Like, I just think that is the most
suspension of disbelief for just a little bit.
That's the most unrealistic thing that Nancy Drew has ever done in any game.
Except maybe playing games with monkeys.
Except for playing games with monkeys while Bess is kidnapped.
Yeah, basically all.
But yeah, basically, I think flying around. I'm just gonna put this jetpack together and put it on and fly. That's absolutely ridiculous. But otherwise, I think it's done really well.
Yeah.
And I like this character on the front is actually a character in the game.
Yeah, I think that's good. The handshakes just a tad unrealistic.
Just a tad.
Okay, we're getting to the top 5 now. Top 5.
Number 5, Labyrinth of Lies. All you haters, back off. Labyrinth of Lies. And this is why. The reason I think because I like the fact that the world is so big. I like that I like that the sets for.
I'm gonna agree with everything you say.
Okay. I like that the sets for the game are so gorgeously developed. Like they worked really hard and it's done really well. And I really, really like. I'm not going to spoil it, but I really, really like who ends up being the culprit in this game. Like that to me, I kind of predicted it, like a little bit. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if this was the culprit? And then it was. I think that was a great ending to the game.
You got Thanos.
And I really don't care about him at all.
Just kidding.
So I just thought, it was really good. And same with The Secret of the Scarlet Hand. I like that you have to kind of know a little bit about the artifacts in the museum, the history, a little bit of...
I think it does a really great job at kind of...
you have to know about mythology.
Right. It,
you
like,
have to
introduces you to the whole Greek, like, history mythology.
and culture
Right.
without boring you to tears. So, I really enjoyed this game a lot. Plus, also, with the Sea of Darkness, because it's a newer game, the playability is really smooth in this game a lot, too. So.
All right, number 4.
This game, I like...
Tomb of the Lost Queen.
Tori does not really like this game at all.
I think it's too puzzle heavy.
And that's...
it's all, like, the same puzzle.
And that's...
But it's funny that I say that because I feel like Shadow at the Water's Edge is also like that. You do a lot of the same sort of puzzle over and over, but something about Shadow at the Water's Edge I love, and something about this it just didn't click.
Yeah, and so, but that's what I really liked the puzzles in this game. I liked the characters in this game. This was another game I played. This was the second game I took with me to Ohio when I was on my own for a month up in Ohio. And so I played this whole game by myself. And I think of all the games that I've played completely by myself, this one I think I enjoyed the most. I just think the gameplay's great. I think the puzzles are great. I can't, like, it's been a while, so I can't remember, like, specifics that I enjoyed. I just really remember, like, when I finished the game, I was like, this is a really good game. I don't think there was one part in this game I got overly frustrated or bored. So just, this is purely personal preference. Like,
I mean, this whole list is.
Yeah, but I think this more than any of the other ones, this is strictly because I just enjoyed the game. It really has nothing to do with anything specific, like, it had better graphics, or
just
it had better music.
Just you playing the game, enjoyed yourself.
Exactly. So that's why this is so high up on my list, because
okay.
this is probably the game that I enjoyed more than any of the other games. The ones above this list, I think I've ranked them higher because it's more of an objective. There's
like,
more.
This is a better game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that because I blend the objectiveness with the enjoyment in these last 3 games, but this one is purely out of enjoyment because I just genuinely enjoyed this game really well.
Fair enough.
Put
Number 3.
Number 3 is Curse of Blackmore Manor. These last 3 are like, they're in a really close competition. But the Curse of Blackmore Manor, I love the character of Jane. I love the mystery. I love that it takes place in the castle. I like the way you can move around the castle. I like that there's hidden passages in the castle. I like the other characters in the game. Who's the lady that's in with the plants? What's that lady's name?
Mrs. Drake.
Yeah, I like Mrs. Drake as a character. I like the guy in the library.
Nigel.
Yeah, I like him as a character. Sorry, I can't remember people's names.
I'm impressed at how much you're remembering, having only played each of these games once.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed this game a lot. I like that it's kind of a darker game, I guess, but it's not like creepy. You know?
I think one of the things that I love the most about Curse of Blackmore Manor is it is, in my opinion, a perfect blend of the old style games and the new style games. And
I would agree with that.
And it is kind of in the middle of the series, like, chronologically, but I feel like as far as the mystery feel that you really get in the first games and kind of the simplicity that you get from the first games, combined with character depth, storytelling, and playability, I think it all comes together in this.
And the music is really good in this game, too. So.
All right, number 2.
Number 2 is Legend of the Crystal Skull. I think Tori's told you, I think this game is the most beautiful game that they've made.
There was, when Nancy goes outside, and you see her from a top-down perspective in the, like, the graveyards and
it's like her silhouette.
It's her silhouette and it's raining. I remember Holland just, like, paused when we were playing this game, and she was just looking at the screen, and she was like, this is gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, just, like, that's artistically beautiful. Like, it's brilliant because you never see Nancy's face. Like, it's aesthetically, it fits the style of the rest of the game. It logically makes sense because it's raining the whole time you play the game. And then just from a design and composition and like artistic aspect, it is flat out gorgeous. And I think that just that one moment like encapsulates the entire rest of the game. The puzzles in it are really appropriate to the game. It's not like you're going through the game like a game like this, and then all of a sudden you have to go play, ping pong to unlock a puzzle. It's just it's done really, really, really well.
I wish I was as beautiful as that game. Same.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Like, it's absolutely gorgeous, and I like that it takes place in New Orleans, which fits the style of the rest of the game. It's just good. It's so good. I could talk about this one for a really long time.
All right, and your number one to wrap it up?
Number one pick is Ghost of Thornton Hall. Pretty much for all the same reasons as Legend of the Crystal Skull. Like, everything fits the environment. The ghost story fits, like, the southern Georgia feel. I've grown up in the South, so this kind of hits a little close to home, like, with the old, like, southern ghost stories, like Charleston ghost stories.
This game takes place in the city that is closest to us. It takes place in Savannah, Georgia, which is 2 hours from us.
So it, like, just the old southern style, like, the characters are kind of, like, come from that old southern history. The ghost story is really, really good. It reminds me of, like, the ghost stories I've grown up hearing, just part of local legend and folklore. It's just done really, really well. The only thing I wasn't a huge fan of with this game was the explanation for the ghost sightings. In the end, I felt like it was a little bit of a cop-out, but how do we explain away all of this? Exactly.
Okay.
And then just kind of throw something out there.
I agree with you there.
However, just because I've grown up in the South and I love, like, old Southern ghost stories and old Southern culture, I just think this one personally, like, hits a little closer to home for me, and that's the only reason that it's higher than.
We'll be downstairs. We'll be down in like 3 minutes.
We're almost done.
Max.
Oh, you can watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Okay, finish up so we can go.
So anyways, so that's probably why this is higher than Legend of the Crystal Skull, but I think quality-wise they're pretty much equal.
And there you have it. That is Holland's rankings of all 32 Nancy Drew games. If you guys like this whole ranked thing, I can do my list for you guys one time. We can rank other things, like we said in the beginning. Just kind of let me know, you know where to find me.
This one will probably make its way to YouTube. So if you
actually, this is a special stream. It will not be available on YouTube. So if you don't see it now, you won't be able to see it.
Why not?
I don't want to upload it to YouTube.
Why not?
Because I want my YouTube to be just my normal streams.
Well, you should put it on YouTube. So, I'm saying it should be on YouTube. And if it is, then you should comment what you guys think.
Maybe I'll put it on YouTube, maybe.
You can get better feedback.
Okay, whatever.
So, anyway, so it should be on YouTube.
All right,
you guys can, comment and let us know in Discord or whatever you want to do. What you guys think. If you disagree, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, we kind of want
We welcome disagreement, because I obviously have only played all these games once. So I would love to hear, why you did or didn't
And
agree
if
with
Holland
me.
ever, goes through the series again and replays them, her list may completely change.
Yeah.
So, anyway. He doesn't think you're important enough for YouTube. Oh,
clearly. She really doesn't.
Anyway.
She's so conceited.
We're going to get going. I actually am expecting some company, so I got to go. I got to do some cooking. But Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you so much for making my 2016 especially so special. Started Twitch back in April, and it has been one of the highlights of my years is being able to meet you guys and stream for you guys. It's been one of the most fun things that I've been doing with my free time this year.
Besides hanging out with me.
Obviously. But anyway, I hope you guys have... Oh, here's a sister. Hi, Sarah.
Happy New Year.
She just came in to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Take care of yourself. Be safe tonight. There's a lot of crazies out there on New Year's Eve, so just be safe. Be careful. See you again next year. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Oh, my mouse is dead. Ah!